Hello, I'm Salena Godden and I'm a poet and an author, and I'm honoured and excited today to be asked to introduce the poetry session for the Primadonna Festival, virtual Primadonna Online. I hope you've been enjoying the rest of the festival. Coming up now, we have a diverse, wide range of poets, brave poetry, passionate poetry, funny poetry, all kinds of poetry, some of the best stuff out there. So sit back and relax. I hope you can take this moment to take a breath and have a nice cup of tea or a little cheeky glass of wine, and I hope you enjoy the poetry. Thank you, Primadonna Festival, and thank you to everyone out there. Lots of love. Be safe. Bye. Bye. And the moon don't talk to me anymore. And starlings swing on the skeleton in a cage, pecking at the fat and the meat and the seed. And through my dirty window the cherry blossom was always plastic, bought from a fiver from downtown Chinatown. And the moon don't talk to us anymore, and my white tablecloth is stained with coffee which came from a country already in flame. And the moon don't talk to us anymore. She is rising fat and full and furious with grief, a morning that washes up with tide after tide, and the tide that rises with the moon, the salt water crashing to the shore. And the moon won't talk to me anymore, and the moon won't talk to me anymore, and the night is dead, and the dark is long, and the rain pours down like the sky's all a river. And the moon don't sing, and the moon won't sing, and the moon don't sing, and the fear spreads and seeps into everything. It's like a bad smell, it's like smoke under your door. And the moon don't talk to you anymore. You have memories of sleeping in your clothes like a bad dog on a blanket on the floor. Are these memories or premonition? You just don't know anymore, because the moon won't talk to you anymore. And the moon hangs heavy, and the sun has turned his back, and all I see is his coat of clouds, and the rain washes decency away. But the sound of the washing machine is a comfort. It's like the sound of the sea from what you remember, from a postcard someone sent you from before. Remember? It was stuck on your fridge door. It said, "I wish you were here." And I do. I wish you were here. 'Cause the moon won't talk to us anymore. Because the moon won't talk to me anymore. And the fridge feels safe, so we stock up the store. You hope the delivery man washed his hands, cleaned his van, sanitized his face, and has no next of kin. And we buzz on the internet like bees. Oh, we are the lucky ones, aren't we? Hiding at home, locked in our houses, wearing pajamas, boosting the heating. Try not to think of the poor or the elderly, those that ain't safe and those that aren't eating. Think of the food banks, the people in cages, all ages, the kids that needed that one hot school meal. It's got real. All the folk who can't afford bills, unpaid time off work, medicine, pills, and the moon ain't shining anymore. Her milky face seems clotted with uncertainty, and the gods are all stone cold silent today. And the blue sky is a box set you binge in a heat wave. Hope is at the bottom of a well. There's a hole in my bucket, but I keep turning the handle. Because this too will pass. And nothing is forever, and all pigs are equal. But some pigs are more equal than others, speeding off in private jets to bunkers, leaving their brothers. When they voted in this mess, it's flawed, and the moon won't talk to them anymore. Well, the moon won't talk to them anymore. And well, we all didn't picture it this way. You hum along to the fridge. You talk to the washing machine because its face is round like the moon. And you stand there clapping at a feeling. There are scratch marks on the back of the door and the ceiling. 'Cause the moon don't talk to me anymore. 'Cause the moon don't talk to me anymore.
Hi everyone, hi. My name is Laura. I am really thrilled to have contributed a piece to this first publication from Birch Moon Press. And my piece is called All the Things I Hear, Sounds of Isolation. It's sort of a mixture of forms. And I'm going to read you, I thought I'd read a couple of different sections. That I'd read the first opening and then a piece from a bit later on. The idea for it really came out of the fact that when lockdown began, I started struggling to sleep, and I know I'm not the only one. So it came from there, and then it came from the world of sounds that started to become more and more important to me in this time. So here's the first bit. Daylight wakes me before I am ready to resurface, hauled up from the depths of a well, drunk on the rare delights of a fought-for rest, fretted for against the particular onslaught of nighttime neurosis, peculiar to these dark hours, to all the things I hear at night rounding up sounds of being alone. Paranoia preys on me these days, these lockdown days. I don't know, I'm having trouble sleeping at the moment. I was going to say, you look tired. Oh, yeah? I am Skyping my sister. She has a 1-year-old. She's up at 5 a.m. most days. She's a lawyer and she's working from home. Why can't you sleep? Is it the people upstairs? The people upstairs, a family of 5, mum, dad and 3 boys under 10, currently off school of course, and with no designated bedtime. Yeah, sometimes. Honestly, at the moment, it is like a jungle up there. But actually, I struggle to confess to my sister the real cause. And it's not embarrassment, really. I know I'm not the only one who worries about these things. And a single woman living alone in a ground floor flat, it's a legitimate worry. I struggle because I know that there can't be any real reassurance. Once I confess my fear, once I say to her, I can't sleep because I'm scared I will be broken into. There's nowhere to really go from there. Because I might be. Mightn't I? I might be broken into. And it's not a casual choice of words there either. My surroundings and myself. I might be broken into. So that's the opening. And then I'm going to read you a bit from a bit later on. When the sounds that had been the source of fear started to open up some other possibilities, some seeds of hope, I suppose. And just to say, I can hear all the noises from my neighbours upstairs right now, and maybe you can too. Okay. I can hear everything. Sounds that weren't there before I heard them. Not just the kettle click as it disarms itself. Not just the wind leaning into the front door, not just the sounds that belong to me and mine. I hear the people upstairs, living and moving. Children threatening one another with parental punishment. The thuds and thunder of destructive play. Plaintive vocals of Persian melody on Sunday afternoons cut with unchecked screams, unleashed in mother's fury. I listen and I hear the whole building breathing between their brick walls, above and below and beside. I hear us hold our breath when the sun moves behind the clouds. I listen, really listen, and I hear my intestines complain at the fourth cup of coffee consumed within the hour. My muscles tear and reset with every stretch and press. I hear my mother's voice behind her messages and my half-truths in my replies. Every promise I make to myself and break. And pretend I never made. And somewhere very far off, I hear a war cry, like a bird call. I cannot tell exactly who it belongs to, animal or human, I cannot tell. I cannot tell exactly who it belongs to, animal or human. I cannot tell, but I feel a warmth in my throat every time. So that's it from me. Thank you. Thanks a lot, and I hope you guys enjoy the launch, and I hope you enjoy the book even more. I can't wait to read everyone's pieces. So thanks a lot. See you.
Edgelines. I'm coming up empty, waiting for God to grow ahead. I try to self-regulate my feelings by colour-coding them. They get away from me. Rascals. I'm such a case of cynicism, I don't know how to fill myself. My notepad is half empty, depending on how you look at it. My thoughts are half full and packed with sodium. Celebrity chef bands thinking, too salty. I want to fill the edgelines with flowers. Those little patches dictated by what they're not. I'm pulled in and dragged out of fear, till I no longer fit in polar spaces. We're smarmy in the streets, killing off the last remnants of winter. Just give me a minute of your time. I'm sorry, I haven't any to spare, I say, as I pack up my liminal spaces and stuff them into my poetry.
A 12-year-old boy was shot dead. A 12-year-old boy held a toy gun. Tamir Rice, 12 years old, only just started secondary school. Why was he holding a toy gun in the first place? I saw a child once walking into the masjid in Hebron, in occupied Palestine, holding a toy gun. Was confused for a moment. But weren't the soldiers who searched aggressively on entry all holding real guns? Didn't the settler we'd innocently approach to converse with hold up his real gun? Weren't settlers casually on street corners, all holding real guns? Real guns as though straps on their shoulders was just a string gym bag, but they were real guns. Wasn't the state Tamir Rice was in occupied by a uniform holding real guns? Didn't a real gun shoot and kill him? How many times will we have to provide evidence of a 66-year-old white woman holding up a gun outside a police station, threatening to shoot but not being deemed a threat or a terrorist? How many parents will cry over their murdered, non-white children slaughtered by the state? What world am I living in? Was this the destiny of Earth? Does Jupiter or Neptune hold more compassion? How many more children will be slaughtered? How many? How many women? How many men? Always perceived less important in war. Their traumas brushed to the side. NGOs advocating for women and children only. Are men not affected by violence they see? Is it only daughters who cry when witnessing violence from daddy? When will there be justice? When will there be peace? Oh Allah, I ask for pain to be reduced in the hearts of those who mourn their deceased.
The Small Case of Isabelle Blaine by Hazel Meredith Lloyd. Isabelle Blaine got on the train, with not a clue where she was going. A small case, a determined face, the excitement was in the not knowing. The sign said, "Take your luggage." The ticket said, "Return." But Isabelle Blaine rejected both. Freedom she did yearn. Too long she had been silent, too long had towed the line, said yes of course, not no get lost, far too many times. First her father, then her teachers, her friends, her boss, her spouse, had ignored the lion inside her, choosing just to see a mouse. A mouse to fetch their coffee, accept it if they snap. A mouse says please, eats little cheese and gets caught in a trap. But mice can run, and squeaks can roar, and trains they can be rockets, and a small case can hold your world with hope filling your pockets. So Isabelle Blaine caught that train and clutched her outbound ticket. When asked to where, she didn't care and got the guard to pick it. She left behind her baggage, she left behind her fear. She barely packed, just hit the tracks, her destination clear. She ripped up the return ticket and stuffed it in the bin. Nothing now could claim her. She wouldn't let them win. She'd never been this far before. She'd never dared to roam. Yet Isabelle Blaine smiled on that train. She was finally going home.
Early days. October, pre-dawn, sweat-soaked sheets, tangled legs, arms, hair. Morning makes known her intention to arrive. The blind flaps gently announcing her entrance. A whisper of light follows close behind. Your silhouette takes form, overexposed Polaroid developing. Fingers graze my thigh, calling my body out of slumber, retracing the path they took last night. I hold the memory of that journey in these cells, desire paths leading to new destinations. Reykjavik. Give me the messiness of our sex, our love. Your soaking body sliding over me, your passion-burned elbows, the bruises on my thigh where your fingers gripped, my hand roving, eyes on eyes, tongue in tongue, interlocking jigsaw pieces with multiple formations.
The word is crowned king. It anchors. Chains. clasping the hands heavily, tightly, linearly. I am the signer, yet the sign for word comes from my mouth. You are not the worder. The word is taken. Vocal cords vibrating, honking. Breathing out words. We are the languageless. The politics pulls us down back to the linear. Signing supporting English, English accusing sign.
Hi, we're delighted to be joining you at the online Primadonna Festival. I'm Gillie Harris, poet. This is Charlie Francis, singer and musician. I'm going to be reading a poem inspired and written on the Suffolk coast, The Grace of Accuracy. The grace of accuracy is to have no requirement for accuracy, setting out on a path linear with eastern light. Return to the shore of Pebble Crunch, and then to find all along the need was to stop, breathe, be in silence. And memory turns this way and that in one sunlit air, like a crystal roped on plumb-lined light. Now this shine, now that opacity. Discard the getting it right, measuring all distance between here and there, then and now, just to stand by water. Allow its ebb to lap your small child's toes, high tide your heart. Just to stand by water, argent at Heron Lake's margin, shadowed with reed. Just to stand by water, phosphorescent with loss. Just to stand by water, the castled ferry heaving to leave. Just to stand by water, savour the sandfire's ozone bite. Just to stand by water pooled with estuarine light. Just to stand by water with the certain knowledge that this is the now of life. Just to stand by water. This is the grace of accuracy.
Just to stand by water, stand by water, just to stand by water, stand by water. High tide your heart, high tide your heart, just to stand by water, stand by water, to stand by the water with me, just to stand by.
To Water by Misha Colombo. Baby orangutan with seaweed hair and 2 wide blueberry eyes. Each time a bath wave laps over your prawn pink limbs and tummy bowl, your gasp is like a pin drop on enamel. Will we wash away this lockdown as we wash away the fears and germs. Down the plug hole, out to sea. I lie in a coffin white of tepid water and air. The liquid line divides me. Is this where civilization has led us? My body hits the edges like a redundant lilo. Then shower, white, towel, white, and corridor, white, before plunging headlong into London's smudge and beep. What am I doing with my life? It all comes back to water. 2, or was it 3 men heave her out of the pool, slippery joint of meat trussed in powder puff, towering updo of back comb and sparkle plastered like a spider across her mouth, eyes streaming with chlorine and delight. There she is, my beautiful butterfly friend, shedding that white cocoon. Now she dances in husband's pants and grandmother's paisley scarf, face a mascara streak, metamorphosis complete. Your gasp, what am I doing? Is it time yet? There she is. They have an order, the birds. Bigwig pigeon takes her time, wing flaps splashing ivy. Blackbird waits on nearby spruce, orange eye in sideways calculation. What is left for me? While a sneeze of great tits clarion their glee, hopping like kids before Christmas. Is it time yet? Is it time yet? My eyes drift from kitchen window down to your sleeping face, milk dribbling over your cheek, mouth gaping. My nipple hangs in the air, abandoned, and my toes remember the squelch of wet sand.
I'm piecing myself together, picking the bits back up again. I'm Osiris, I'm Isis. Absence is a slow garrotting, presence is the same. The sun is harsh on my skin and the knife flashes, reflecting sunbeams off the steel, and the flash is so quick, it snicker-snacks across my body. First an arm is thrown to China, then a leg to Rome, and my head flies through the air, never landing. I am my own wife. I am Isis. I am Isis before the terror took the name, a goddess alone in this creation of love, and must find my own pieces, travel through space and time to pick up my hand and sew myself back together, knit up.
Hi, my name is Chris Salt. I wrote this for my friend, the actress Linda Gardner. It appears in my collection Grass, published by Indigo Dreams in 2012. Imagine, if you will, that you're in a lady's communal changing room. Him to mastectomy. Here's to the woman with one tit, who strips down to her puckered scars and fronts the mirror. Doesn't give a shit for the pert, double-breasted wonder bras sneaking a furtive gander at her missing bit. Poor lady, they are thinking, can her husband bear to touch her? Will she ever dare to wear that slinky, low-cut sweater? Here's to the woman with half a bust, who wears her lack of symmetry with grace and, moist with lust, raises a single nipple like a berry to her lover's tongue. Here's to the single-breasted ones come home victorious from their wars, wearing their wounds as badges on the breasts of Amazons. They ought to cover up. It's embarrassing, it's shocking. I'm sure she thinks she's very brave, but everybody's looking. Here's to those wondrous affrontages out on the town in sauna, pool and gym. Those who, when whole, were dying, now less than whole, become themselves again. Cheers.
Here's to all the weird ones, the freaks, and all the losers. Here's to those when teams are picked that no one ever chooses. Here's to all the broken hearts that never fitted in. Here's to those who end up in the social reject bin. Shine on, you beautiful people. Shine on. 'Cause I see you in your pain, and I see you in your need, and I see you in your joy, and I see when your heart bleeds. Here's to those whose invitations get lost in the post. Here's to those with stronger, deeper beating hearts than most. Here's to those who see the world in all its glorious light. Here's to those who haven't lost the child that needs to fight. Shine on, you beautiful people, shine on. 'Cause I see you in your pain, and I see you in your need, and I see you in your joy, and I see when your heart bleeds. 'Cause the world will not be saved by those so stuck inside its bubble. Redemption will come only from the troublesome and troubled. So those that would reject you need you more than they could know. So buckle up, my fellow freaks. It's off to work we go. Singing here's to all the weird ones, the freaks and all the losers. Here's to those when teams are picked that no one ever chooses. Here's to those whose invitations get lost in the post. Here's to those with stronger, deeper beating hearts than most. Shine on, you beautiful people. Shine on.
Okay, this next poem is in 4 pieces. Okay, the title of this piece is I Want to Be Your Wife. It has nothing to do with what's actually going on in my real life. I have a very, very beautiful partner, and it's all very happy, so I don't want you to think I'm going to murder him. At the end of the day, I want to be your wife. I want to wear a cream satin nightie, sit at my vanity table, rubbing my hands vigorously with hand cream. I will moisturise my hands and my forearms and elbows, and listen as you tell me a thing which is very important. You put down the New York Times, take off your glasses to tell me this important thing, and I will look into the mirror, at my reflection, and over at you as you lay on top of the bed in your vest and shorts and socks, whilst contemplating this very, very important thing. I will pull a paddle brush through my hair. It will be very lovely hair, and very easy to brush. And it will be brushed and brushed, and brushed and brushed, and it's then I will pause and say into the mirror, you know what you've got to do. You've got to kill your boss. Number 2. In the morning, I want to be your wife. I will pour fresh orange juice into sparkling glasses from a glass jug, placed in the centre of the laid breakfast table, laden with bowls of berries and stacks of pancakes which I got up early to prepare. I rinse a cup in the kitchen sink and glance out of the window at the neighbour's ginger cat. I mumble, damn mangy cat crabbing everywhere, damn mangy cat crabbing everywhere, you mangy crabbing little shitty cat. And then I turn to you and ask about our lake house. It's been a while, I say. You nod and tell me you will think about it. You won't have time for breakfast, but you pour yourself a coffee from the pot. It's good coffee, expensive coffee. You slurp it quick, as you have to leave, and kiss my cheek super quick, because you have to go, because you're a very big, important man. Very busy man. You might take a bite of toast. I hear it crunch, your jaw clicks. The muted television, the news. A body has washed up on the beach. Number 3. At the end of the day, I want to be your wife at the end of the day. At the end of the day, I want to be your wife. I want to be your wife at the end of the day, I want to be your wife. I want to be your wife, yours. Your wife, your property wife, your wife. At the end of the day. Why not? At the end of the day, I want to be your wife. At the end of the day, I want to be your wife. Yeah, that's it. I want to be your wife. Come on, let's give it some. Yeah, I do, don't I? Yeah. I want to be your wife, at home doing laundry. Let me. When we talk on the phone, I will always talk to you whilst holding a full laundry basket on my head. The phone sits in the crook of my neck. I do not put the laundry basket down. This is part of the good wife thing I will do. I will be a really good wife, but particularly great at laundry basket phone calls. I will talk of ordinary things, wifey things. A man came to fix a thing. Don't forget the dinner thing, honey thing. The neighbour's cat is missing. I tell you, I saw the neighbour staple leaflets to lampposts. We laugh a little. Ragey crappy cat. Ragey crappy cat. Number 4. At the end of the day, I want to be your wife. I want to be your wife at the end of the day. At the end of the day, I want to be your wife. Come on now. I want to be your wife. I'm outside the local supermarket. I want to be your wife. I carry groceries. I want to be your wife. I wait to cross the busy road. I want to be your wife. Something's off. A grapefruit rolls the curb. A dog runs into the traffic. Your boss's body has been identified, bloated, washed up on the beach. Wisteria is really beautiful this year. Have you noticed? Lovely, really good year for the roses. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I want to be your wife. I want to be your wife. The neighbour's cat has been found hanging in my apple tree. It's fine. At the end of the day. At the end of the day, everything is fine. At the end of the day, I want to be your wife. At the end of the day. At the end of the day. At the end of the wife, I want to be your day.